I'm Joshua Onysko, and I'm here with Pieter Oosthuizen, and I'm going to be interviewing him about a process called feeding your demons, which is based on an ancient Vajrayana Buddhist teaching, which has been taught to him by Lama Tsultrim Allione. Pieter, how are you doing?
Really good.
So tell us a little bit about this feeding your demons process. What is it all about?
So as you said, it's based on an ancient Vajrayana Buddhist practice called Chin. It's basically a 5-step process that enables you to work with, in a constructive way, work with your demons. And so, the next question is, well, what are demons? And your demons, demons are basically what you think of when you think of your demons. Things that could be sparked by external circumstances, challenging circumstances, health situation, relationships, things like that, the things that we get challenged by in life. But also internally, obviously, in your own psyche, those points of constriction and even claustrophobia that you experience in your own personality and ego makeup, those aspects of ourselves that we sort of wish we didn't have, or that we would like to suppress, or would like not to own or disown. Neuroses and psychological issues, obsessions, and then and I think in its most subtle manifestation, or in the most subtle sense, a demon can be said to be anything that distracts you from your basic nature, or the basic nature of your mind, as we would say in Buddhism. Anything that distracts you from that pure, essential awareness that you have access to, where you experience in peak moments, or if you are absolutely present and aware in the moment. That can be said to be tapping into your true nature, or into the nature of mind. And there's no contrivance, there's just pure existence there. And so, at the most basic level, anything that distracts you from the experience of that awareness can be said to be a demon. In a more practical sense, if you have issues come up or challenges that you would like to work with, I think the first aspect that's really important, and I think this is widely accepted in a psychological field, is first of all you have to face your demons. You have to turn and look at what it is that is bugging you, or that is challenging you. And I think we do battle on the side, with these issues. We try and deny their existence, or we try and repress these aspects. And really, they are aspects of ourselves. And I think that's a key point, is that, these aspects of yourself that is manifesting in a challenging way, and that you want to disown or not deal with, it actually, energetically speaking and otherwise, is really just a part of yourself that's coming and that's manifesting in a way that you find challenging. So, first of all, you want to face what your challenges, and you want to face it right on and squarely. And then there's an aspect of not just facing and doing battle, or facing and being victorious and fixing these problems, but there's actually a more open approach of acceptance, of realizing that these are aspects of yourself. It's sort of like opening your mind and your heart to the idea, or expand your sense of self to include these aspects that you normally would not like to think of as yourself, as a part of yourself. So there's already in that acceptance, there's some relief, there's some opening, there's some expansion that's happening. That's gives some relief to this feeling of constriction or challenge. But feeding your demons actually goes a step further. It's it's saying that not only face your demons, not only accept your demons, not only realize that these demons are disowned parts of yourself, but actually get to a point where you can generate compassion for these aspects of yourself, and where you can actually feed these demons. Ask them what they need and actually have the capacity and have the compassion and have the generosity of giving it what it needs. And so this is where the actual process of feeding your demons, where that comes in. And that is, it's a basic scripted process where you are working with visualization to externalize, first of all, these aspects of yourself. You'd be focusing, say, on one demon. And so you'd externalize this and visualize that. And then you'd have a conversation. And actually these scripted questions that you would ask that serve to refine what it is that aspect, that demon really is wanting. What is the basic lack? The basic lack behind that need or that obsession or whatever you experience it as. So this is basically what feeding your demons is. You externalize this, have this conversation, ask it what it wants, ask it what it needs, how it would feel if it got what it needed, and then you actually proceed and you give that to this visualization, to this apparition. You actually feed it that, and you have limitless supply. You imagine you have a limitless supply of this love or acceptance. Oftentimes, it's usually, very often something like just basic acceptance, just recognizing, acknowledging this issue or this aspect. And then in this process, 99% of the time, there's actual transformation that takes place in front of your eyes as you are practicing this. So the demon actually transforms in front of your eyes. And even though the intent is not to transform the demon or fix the demon or vanquish the demon, it's more one of opening and expanding and accommodating and integrating these aspects of yourself. Yet in doing those things and coming with that approach to the table, there's transformation that takes place.
Peter and I are going to be giving a talk at Gold Lake Mountain Resort on August 10th, and it's very related to what we're talking about here today, because it's how a process like feeding your demons or any spiritual practice and how it relates to business. And so as you've been talking, I started thinking about the etymology of business and where the corporate world came from and how we got from point A to this point that we're at now. And I started thinking about, if business were personified, what would that entity's demons be? And a lot of the problems that we're facing as a culture right now in this time of down economies and so forth and so on, is I feel like can be rooted back to the demons of the definition of what a business is. And if you look back, all the way back to when people first started selling things and first started marketing things, what's driving it is growth. So when you start a business, when you're writing a business plan, as you're going to find out very shortly, the first thing you have to do is define your competition. And in the business world, when you're talking about defining your competition, you're really asking people to say, define the other competitors out in the market that you want to become bigger of or take a percentage of their business from, or how fast can you get from this point of a startup company to owning X% of the market. And I feel like the demons are found in that concept right there, and they can be branched out to a million different things. Like, first and foremost, there's a lot of ego in the business world. People are like, well, how big are you? Are you as big as brand X? Are you as big as brand Y? And I always say to people, I'm exactly the size I'm supposed to be right now. Given the elements that I've put into this business, the business was not started or built or has been successful because we're racing against a clock or because we're trying to be bigger than our competitors. We're actually trying to build a business that is erasing all of this common business